Now we're going to make another rocks drink, the Americano. The way I remember how to make this drink is that it's based on the Negroni, but it doesn't include gin. So I always tell myself when anybody orders it, the Americano doesn't want gin. So with that, you'll never forget it. So since we're not going to use gin, we're going to start with the next ingredient, which is sweet vermouth. 3/4 of a shot. Our next ingredient, campari. Again, 3/4. And to lighten it up, make it a little lighter than the Negroni, we put in club soda. Almost a fill. And garnish with lemon twist. Twist it right there. Stir stick. The Americano. Now we're going to talk about the Bay Breeze. Bay Breeze starts out the same way. Shot of vodka. Highball glass. This time only half cranberry juice. And then we're going to fill it with pineapple juice. Little room because you got a lime garnish coming in. And that is the Bay Breeze. Let's make some cocktails that don't involve juices. One of the most basic is the Black Russian. The Black Russian is made in a rocks glass. Most drinks that are made in rocks glasses are 2-liquor drinks. That means they consist only of 2 liquors blended together. And that's true of the Black Russian. And we start out again with vodka. And then you add half a shot glass of coffee-flavored liqueur. So, pour it on top of your vodka. Give it a little swirl with the swizzle stick. And you see that vodka? There it is. Black Russian. In Paris in the 1920s, there was a drink invented at a bar called Harry's Bar to deal with the hangovers of the American expatriates that were living there at the time. And this drink is called the Bloody Mary. Now, it's a simple drink to make wrong, so we're going to make it right. Now, let's start out with the basic ingredient, which is vodka in a highball glass. Then you add tomato juice. Just bring it up about 3/4 of the way. And now we're going to add things to kill that nasty hangover. We're going to put in a touch of Tabasco sauce. We're going to put a touch of Worcestershire sauce. Now, let's add a little salt. That's about right. And a little bit of pepper. Okay. The garnish, celery stick, about 6 inches. Then just fill it up with a touch more tomato juice. A little hair of the dog, the Bloody Mary. Now we're going to make the Cape Cod. Again, same way. Start out with our vodka. Highball glass. No orange juice this time. only cranberry juice. Leave yourself just a little room, because it takes a lime. They call this a Cape Cod because on Cape Cod, Massachusetts, is where they grow cranberries. So that's why this is the Cape Cod. There you go. This drink was discovered when it appeared on a very popular television show, and now it's all the rage. It's called the Cosmopolitan. I'm going to show you how I make it. First, we're going to start with a chilled glass, just like we chill our martini glass. Going to let that do the work. Then we start off with a jigger, nice measured shot of vodka. We're going to add 1 half shot of cointreau or triple sec. Then we're going to add 2 measured shots of cranberry juice. This is very important because you don't want this drink too red. 2 measured shots is plenty. And now just a touch of sweetened lime juice. Good. Stir it around 12 times. Let's drop our ice from our chilled glass back in. Strainer, always flush against the rim. Into our chilled glass. Okay. Now we're going to put in the garnish. It's a little sliver of lime. The Cosmopolitan. There's a very basic drink that sometimes causes confusion, even in experienced bartenders. And it's because with a very small addition, it changes the name completely. So we'll start with the original version, which is the rum and coke. 8-ounce highball glass, 1 measure of rum, then add your cola, that is a rum and coke. Now, what if one of your friends asks you for a Cuba Libra? Well, you have your rum and coke, and a Cuba Libra is just the addition of a small wedge of lime. And now, you say, here you are, your Cuba Libra. Martinis. This separates the bartenders from the amateurs. Now, there's only one way to make it, and that's the right way. Martini drinkers are very picky. If you can't make it the right way, don't try it. But I'm going to show you the right way, so don't worry. Now, first thing we have to do, we take our martini glass, we're going to chill it. How are we going to chill it? We're going to put a little ice from our shaker cup. Put it right here, set it aside. That's going to chill while we're working, okay? What makes a martini dry or wet? The vermouth. A wet martini has a lot of vermouth. A dry martini has little or no vermouth. These days, almost no one will ask you for a wet martini. All martinis are made either dry or extra dry. I'm going to take our dry vermouth. Put just a dash inside your ice. Take our stirring spoon. Stir it around. Okay, now, this is the secret. Put on your strainer. Strain out that vermouth. Now we have the flavor of vermouth in the glass, but no actual vermouth. Now we're going to add a measure of gin. Mix it up. About 12 turns should be fine. Take your ice, back in the cup. Put on your strainer, put it flush against the edge into our chilled martini glass. Add olives. That is the dry martini. Let's make a dry vodka martini. Let's first chill our glass. Little ice, there we are. That'll get chilled while we work. Now, the key to dry or wet is the vermouth. A lot of vermouth, wet, very little, dry. So we're just gonna take a touch. Don't even have to measure it. Just drop a touch in your mixing glass. Boom, that's good. Then, here is the secret. You're gonna take your strainer, cover your mixing cup, pour out that vermouth. Now all you have left there is the flavor of vermouth. Then you're going to take your vodka, 1 full measure. There we are. Stir it around 12 times. Let's pour our ice back in. Put our strainer back on. Pour it into our nicely chilled glass. And the vodka martini usually takes a twist. If people ask for olives, of course, you give it to them, but usually it takes a twist. And there we are. Dry vodka martini with twist. Now let's make an extra dry martini. If the dry martini only has a touch of vermouth that we put into the mixing cup and strain out, how are we going to make anything drier than that? Well, I'll show you. First, let's chill our glass so that it can get nice and cool while we're working. Now, extra dry martini. Pick up your vermouth and do a circle with the bottle around the glass. Do not put 1 drop of vermouth into that glass. Put your bottle down. Take your gin, 1 measure, into your mixing cup. Then we're going to stir 12 times, get it nice and cold. Put our ice back in here. Put on your strainer, right flush to the edge. And olive garnish. The extra dry gin martini. Let's make our extra dry vodka martini. Now, how are we going to make it extra dry, just like the extra dry gin martini? First, let's chill our glass. Okay, fine. Now, pick up your vermouth bottle. Make sure the person you're making this drink for sees this. And swing it once around the top of the glass and put that vermouth bottle right back down. There's no vermouth in there. Take your vodka, full measure, mixing cup, 12 times around. I just do it 12 times because that's easy to remember. You can do it 14 if you want. Let's pour our ice back in. Now we have a beautiful chilled glass. Strain it out. And the extra dry vodka martini with a lemon twist. They'll love it. Now let's talk about another drink we can make with the rock glass. It's called the Gimlet. The Gimlet is a 2-ingredient drink as opposed to a 2-liquor drink, but the concept is still the same. You start out this time with gin. 1 shot of gin into your rock glass. And now the second ingredient is sweetened lime juice. You can buy this in any liquor store. Put a half a shot of sweetened lime juice into your rock glass. Add a lime and a little bit of a stir. And there you go. Very refreshing drink. The Gimlet. The gin and tonic. You'll find people ask you for this anytime you step behind the bar. And we're going to show you how to make it. Very simple. Your 1 shot of gin into a highball glass. We're going to add our tonic water. And always lime garnish. This drink is very popular in the summer, but people ask you for it year-round. There you go. Gin and tonic. Let's make the Long Island iced tea. Now the name will be self-explanatory when we're done. We're going to make it in a 16-ounce mixing glass because it's a 5-liquor drink and it's just too big for any other glass. So let's start with our first liquor. A half ounce of vodka. Let's add a half ounce of gin. Let's add a half ounce of light rum. Then a half an ounce of silver tequila. Last, but most importantly, triple sec. And to make it good and sweet, I like to put a full ounce of triple sec. Now, we're not done. We have to put the bar fruit mix, pre-sweetened. Okay, don't fill it up to the top. Leave yourself your usual inch of room. I have my little lid here. We're going to shake it. Okay. Now, final ingredient, some cola. Fill it right to the top. Lemon wedge garnish. Straw, stir. Now what does that look like? Iced tea? You got it. The Long Island iced tea. Now we're going to make a variation on the screwdriver. This drink is called a Madras. It's named after the color that you'll see in just a second, which is also pronounced Madras. So we start out with vodka into your highball glass, orange juice, but this time only half a glass. There. Now the other half of a glass is cranberry juice. Leave yourself a little room because this drink takes a garnish, takes a lime, squeeze it in there, swizzle stick. That's a Madras. The Manhattan is a two-liquor drink that was invented at a famous New York City hotel in the turn of the last century. It's a two-ingredient drink, and the first ingredient is sweet vermouth. Put in 1/2 measure of sweet vermouth in a rock glass with ice. 1 full measure of an American whiskey over ice. Your garnish is a maraschino cherry. Add a swizzle stick. And there you go. You're ready to take on Manhattan. Let's try the most famous drink that's made with tequila, and that's the margarita. Now, the margarita involves a bit of garnish that you have to do before you even start the drink. You have to salt the rim of the margarita glass, which I'm using a martini glass in this case. You take your lime, place it on the rim of the glass, rotate the glass once, holding the lime firmly in place. That should put enough lime juice on your glass. Have a plate handy with some salt. Put your glass on the plate. Rotate the glass 3 times. And there you have a nicely salted rim. Now put your glass aside for just a second. Now we're going to actually make the drink. You have to make this drink in your mixing glass. It's a 4-ingredient drink. Okay, so we'll take it step by step. Start with 1 full measure of tequila. Second ingredient is a liqueur called cointreau, or you can use regular triple sec. They're the same liqueur, just different brand names. So 1/2 shot of triple sec or cointreau. Now we need the sweetened, always use sweetened, you can buy sweetened in any liquor store, sweetened cocktail mix, which is basically sweetened citrus juice. We're going to need 2 full jiggers of pre-sweetened cocktail mix. And last, we're going to add sweetened lime juice. This is also available in any liquor store. You don't have to measure this, just a dash. Good. Okay, now, to really blend that, stirring won't do it. So take your shaker cup. We're going to tell you why this is called a shaker cup. You're going to see right now. Put your shaker cup on top of your mixing cup, upside down, okay? Over the shoulder, 8 times. Give it a little twist. Okay, now take your strainer. Push it up against the rim so that this rim is flush with the front rim of your shaker cup. Let's pour it right down the middle. We don't want to take the salt off the edge of that glass. Right down the middle. There you go. Now your only garnish, the lime garnish, same lime you used for the rim. Give it a little extra squeeze. Place it in the middle. And you'll have a margarita that your neighbors will envy, believe me. That's the margarita. This cocktail is made in a rock glass. It's called the Negroni, and like many rock glass cocktails, it contains only liquor. It's a 3-ingredient drink. We're going to start with gin. That's our base. So let's add a full measure of gin. Our second ingredient is a 1/2 measure of sweet vermouth. And then we're going to add a 1/2 measure of campari. Lemon twist, garnish. Give it a good twist. That drops a little juice in there. Stir it. And there you are, 3-liquor drink. the Negroni, a variation on the Manhattan is the Rob Roy. The Rob Roy is named after a famous Scottish hero. So what does that tell you? One of the ingredients is Scotch. First ingredient, again, is half measure of sweet vermouth, followed by a full measure of Scotch. Garnish, maraschino cherry. Swizzle stick, Rob Roy. After the Highball was invented, a new soft drink came along, a lemon lime soft drink. And people found they liked to mix this in their highballs, and that changed the name of the highball to 7 and 7. And I'm going to show you how to make one. Starts off with exactly the same whiskey, American whiskey, one measure. Fill with lemon lime soft drink. Add swizzle stick. So we just changed the mixer, and now we have a whole new drink, the 7 and 7. Let's talk about Scotch. Scotch drinkers have a term they might throw at you, and I want to make you familiar with it. They might say, "Give me my Scotch neat." What does that mean? Do you blow the dust off the bottle? No. What that means is they don't want any ice. Okay, just a fancy way of saying that. So if somebody asks you for Scotch neat, take your shot glass, ounce and a half of Scotch, and into an empty rocks glass, not a shot glass. The reason for this is this allows the bouquet of the Scotch to come up while they're drinking it. They will definitely want it in this kind of glass. That's Scotch neat. They might also say, "I want a water back." That just means they want a glass of water. So don't be thrown by these terms. Give them a glass of water with their Scotch. Now, they want Scotch on the rocks. Same things apply. We put ice in the rocks glass. One shot of Scotch. Rocks glass filled with ice. This one gets a swizzle stick. There you go. Scotch neat, Scotch on the rocks. Now we're going to make a screwdriver. A screwdriver is a variation on the vodka and tonic. You start out exactly the same way. Fill your shot glass with vodka. Pour it into your highball glass. But now instead of tonic, you add orange juice. Leave yourself a little bit of room, maybe a quarter of an inch. This does not take a garnish. You don't need any fruit, just a swizzle stick. And there you have it, screwdriver. Let's make a drink called Sex on the Beach. We make it in a highball glass, and it starts out with a half ounce of vodka. Our next ingredient is a half ounce of peach schnapps. Then we're going to do ounce and a half maybe of orange juice, equal amount cranberry juice, Leave yourself the inch at the top to work with, because we're going to add a run of raspberry liqueur. Just run it around the top. Add a stir stick. Give it one stir. Enjoy. Sex on the beach. Let's make a Singapore Sling. Now, a Singapore Sling starts out just like a Tom Collins. So we're going to start with a full measure of gin. Then we're going to add 2 full measures of our bar sweet and sour mix. Now, to make it a sling, we're going to add a dash of grenadine. Shake. Let's pour it into our highball glass. You notice I left some room. That's because we have to fill with club soda. Leave yourself your inch at the top, because we're going to run around some cherry brandy. There we go. Garnish with orange and cherry. And there you have it. Singapore Sling. Let's make a drink called the Tequila Sunrise. And if I make it right, you'll see why it's called that. We'll start off with a measure of tequila into a highball glass. Follow with orange juice. Leave yourself about a half an inch from the rim. This is what we're going to do. Is put in some grenadine syrup. This is a syrup that is available in any liquor store, which we are going to run around, make a circle around the top of the glass, and then look at the drink for a second. Let's see. There's your sun coming up right there. So I did it right. Tequila Sunrise. Garnish with an orange. I wouldn't really stir that around. You can just drop the swizzle stick in it, but you don't want to ruin the color. There it is. Tequila Sunrise. This cocktail is called the Tom Collins. It's the perfect summer drink. It's been very popular since Prohibition, maybe before. And the main ingredient in this drink is gin. So let's start it off. We're going to mix it in our mixing cup. Put in 1 1/4 ounces, full jigger. Then we're going to put in 2 measures of pre-sweetened bar juice or citrus juice. Okay, we really want to blend this, so we're going to shake it up. This is a lid that this shaker glass happens to come with. They're quite good. Let's shake it up. And then let's strain it into our highball glass that we're using. And you notice I left some room. That's because the next ingredient and the final ingredient is we fill with club soda. Garnish with orange and cherry. There we go. Little straw. Let's put that on the rim. Yeah, that looks nice. There it is. Summertime. Tom Collins. Now the drink I'm going to make in this highball glass is the very basic vodka and soda. Start out with an ounce and a quarter measured in your shot glass of vodka. Add club soda to fill. Just to the top because you're going to need a little room for a lime garnish. This is the vodka and soda. Interestingly, there is no gin and soda. I've never had anybody ask me for one. So I would say vodka and soda is unique. There you are, vodka and soda. We're going to start with a really easy drink. It's vodka and tonic. Take your shot glass. Remember, we're going to use that for a measure. Also notice my bottle has a speed pour in it. Do not pick up the bottle like this because the speed pour might fly out and you're going to lose half your bottle. Always pick up the bottle like this, hold on to your speed pour, and you're set. Take your shot glass. This is an ounce and a quarter shot that I'm using here. Fill it up. Bring it to your glass, pour it right in. Then, what do you need? Tonic. Here's my tonic water. Fill it just about to the top, but you're gonna have to leave a little space because the garnish is a lime. Squeeze your lime inside. If you do not squeeze that lime in right, I guarantee you that somebody's gonna take it back out and squeeze it right in front of you, and that's embarrassing. So please squeeze it the right way. Put in your stir stick. There you go. That is vodka and tonic, your first drink. Let's make a whiskey sour. Now the name tells you what's in the drink. Whiskey and sour mix. Very basic. Let's start out on the rocks glass. A full measure of whiskey. And add a jigger of our sour mix. This drink should be well blended, so we're going to shake it quickly. We can pour it right back into our glass. No strainer required. See the nice foam? Let's add orange and cherry garnish. The whiskey sour.